For my part, I would give a small introduction to the special theory of relativity, which would be later taught by another student. So, before talking about special theory of relativity, we end up again in Galilean transformation equations, and we talk about this statement which I said earlier, which is a bit controversial. Is really the time passing by me, which I pass by, is really the time which you pass by? Not really so, okay? This statement is actually very wrong. T prime is always not is equal to t, okay? Now, why is that so, okay? Now we come to this very famous scientist which everyone has pretty much heard of, okay? He is Maxwell. I mean, he's a very famous scientist who was able to say the speed of light with this equation, which is roughly 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second, and he mentioned that nothing can go faster than this, okay? This is the maximum speed limit of the universe. Any particle, no particle can go faster than the speed of light. Now, taking these two things in the equation, Einstein he deduced two postulates for a special theory of relativity. Before making a general theory of relativity, he made two postulates. One was that the laws of physics is the same for both frames of reference, okay? So, I mean, pretty self-deduced itself, the laws of physics is the same for both frames of reference, because as also the earlier assumption we made that space was homogeneous and isotropic. And also he supported Maxwell and said that c is equal to 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second is the fastest in which information can travel through the universe. Information. We are using this special term now called information, okay? Now, this delay in this limit of information is the reason why phenomena like time dilation and length contraction occur, but I will not be talking about it in this video, okay? The delay of the information is the reason of both length contraction and time dilation. Okay. So, for understanding further into why did Einstein get so much support from the Michelson-Morley experiment, we are going to talk about this very famous setup of Michelson and Morley. Okay. So, this is a light source. Suppose I write LS light source, which releases a wavelength of light which is like monochromatic. Okay. And then there is this one mirror at a particular angle of supposedly 45 degree, which is a half reflecting mirror, okay? It reflects in two directions, half reflecting mirror, okay? So this half reflecting mirror reflects two wavelengths at two directions, which are two silver mirrors at 90 degrees, and then this wavelength goes and hit this part, and then again at the same direction comes back towards the half reflecting mirror. Now we are going to talk about what is this Michelson-Morley setup about, okay? It is about finding a medium called aether. Now, for most of the part, this aether thing was supposed to be hypothetical, because scientists thought that light may require a medium, okay? Now this aether was the thing that Michelson and Morley both were trying to find, okay? Yeah, aether. So if aether actually existed and light did require a medium which is like uniformly distributed all over space to travel, okay, so there would be some interference, because Earth is moving through the aether. This Earth, and this is the, suppose the hypothetical aether which Earth is moving through. So when Michelson and Morley performed the experiment, they found no interference. It means that the waves that bounced back superimposed with each other in the same frequency, amplitude and wavelength, they superimposed with each other and gave this pattern which is a very straight pattern. It's not interfered with, it's not irregular, which many people expected it to be if ether existed. So Michelson and Morley, what they did was they wait for another 6 months to for the earth to change its complete movements and coordinates in the revolution of the sun. They thought that the movement of the ether was going absolutely parallel to it, but now after 6 months when they checked was that it was still the same, and then they were able to conclude that Michelson and Morley concluded that ether does not exist and light does not require a medium, and that was a great scientific breakthrough at that time, because saying that light is actually even at the speed is same everywhere was actually a pretty good breakthrough, and it was a very great experiment which then started special theory of relativity, and Einstein was like really enthusiastic about this. Okay, and this was one of the basis of special theory of relativity. This experiment is pretty famous, where ether was found not to be a medium, and there is nothing called ether, and light is actually a constant speed everywhere in this universe, and there is no requirement of a medium. So from here special theory of relativity began, and you will get it in the next video.